Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. So today we are going to start with our next part of the mega revision series for the company law subject, right? And we have already done three parts of it, and today we are going to have our fourth part. Good evening everyone. So first of all, I want to tell you that the approach will be same. We are going to discuss 25 MCQs along with their explanation and the answers as well, right? And even if you don't know the answer, you have to attempt the question, and whatever we are going to discuss about the underlying provision for that particular question, you have to remember it while in the class itself, right? While we were discussing the provision itself, right? So first of all, just let me know in the chat section everyone कि my voice is clear to you and also the video is absolutely fine. Okay, so and the PDF of this session you are going to get from the Telegram channel, right? Okay, so we are going to start our first question. I just want a confirmation. Okay, yeah, I have got the confirmation. Now, the first question we have is XYZ is a Section 8 company. Now, Section 8 company, we have discussed this so many times. The companies which are for non-profit motive, right? So these are Section 8 companies. Now, state which of the following statement is correct in case of XYZ company. It shall hold at least one board meeting. So it is regarding the board meetings, right? And we have seen this thing ki Section 8 companies and the OPC company have got some exemptions, right, with regard to the board meetings. So the question says, option says, it shall hold at least one board meeting in every 6 calendar months. The maximum gap between two board meetings shall not be more than 120 days. The first meeting shall be held within 30 days of incorporation. So let me check the chat section, and yes, Nilesh is absolutely correct. So first of all, please understand, first meeting shall be held within 30 days of incorporation is not applicable in case of regular companies, right? So this would not be the correct option. Again, the maximum gap between two board meetings shall not be more than 120 days. It is also not applicable for the Section 8 companies. But yes, they have to hold at least one board meetings in every 6 calendar months, right? So the correct option would be option number A. Now, this we have discussed about, right? Section 8 company shall hold at least one meeting within 6 calendar months, and there is no requirement to conduct the first meeting. In the regular companies, we have the requirement to conduct the first board meeting within 30 days of incorporation, right? So there is no such condition in this, right? Okay. Second question we have is, in normal cases, what is the minimum day notice that must be given for calling a board meeting? Now see, again we are talking about the board meetings, so you have to tell me the minimum number of days notice that must be given to call for the board meeting. 7 days in the normal case scenario, not in the exceptional cases. So in the exceptional cases, we could have less number of days as well, but in the normal case scenario, what is the minimum number of days? 7 days, 15 days, 21 days, 30 days. Let me check the chat section, and yes, everyone is correct, and I'm really glad to see this. Everyone is correct. Okay. So option number A is correct, that is 7 days. So before holding the board meeting, notice shall be given prior to 7 days with a minimum day of 7 days, right? Okay. Now explanation we have already discussed, only 7 days you have to remember. Now this notice could be given to every director either with the help of post or by hand delivery or through electronic means as well. That means you can basically give the notice in email as well, right? Now exception is there कि meeting of the board may be called with a notice of lesser than 7 days, and in which situations it happens only in the case when it is very urgent subject then, right? But there is one more point you have to remember in this कि if in the urgent basis these meetings have been called, this board meeting has been called, then in that meeting at least one independent director shall be present, right? So these points you have to remember apart from the question in which we are talking about the 7 days criteria, right? Okay. Now let's talk about the question number 3rd, which says, which of the following matters can be discussed through meeting held by audio visual conferencing considering the quorum is not present in the physical meeting. So you know what is quorum? We have already discussed about that. Ki quorum is the minimum number of directors that should be present in a meeting. So now it is saying if quorum is not present in the physical meeting, so can we have the discussion on various topics through electronic mode or through audio visual mode? So what are the subjects which are allowed? What are the matters which are allowed through these electronic modes? Approval of prospectus, approval of financial statements, appointment of alternate director, approval of amalgamation of the company with other company. E option is all of the above. Let me check the chat section, then I'll give you the answer. Okay. No, no one is correct here. Okay, no one is correct here. And listen to me now very, very carefully. Okay, I got it. You have given me the answer, but see, now understand. No, one is correct here. See, understand. Earlier it used to be that before Corona, I think earlier it was that from the audio visual conferencing type of meeting, you can't approve your financial statements, right? Approval of prospectus was not allowed. But now there is amendment. So amendment says each and every matter can be discussed through the audio visual conferencing. Please understand, this is the amendment part, right? So I understand why all of you are correct, why all of you have given me the wrong answer, but understand, Companies Act come up with amendments time to time. So now the latest is yes, all the matters are allowed. So in this question no one was correct, but don't worry if even if you were incorrect, because you are here to remember all the facts, right? Okay, question number 4. If any default is made in transferring the amount to unpaid dividend account within the time specified, the company shall pay interest at the rate of -% per annum from the date of such default. So you know, if there is a bank account which we have to open to pay the dividend amount, right? But after a certain period of time, we have to transfer that into the unpaid dividend account. So it is saying if that has not been transferred, if the amount has not been transferred to the unpaid dividend account within the time specified, what is going to be the rate of interest for such default? 10%, 12%, 15%, 18%, and let me check first of all the chat section, then I'll discuss with you the answer, right? Okay, now here everyone is correct, and no, not everyone, but okay, I think you are confused between 12 and 18%, but most of you are correct, that is 12%. Okay, now I'll just show you the slide why you are confused between 12% and 18%. And now please remember, and whatever explanation we are going to have now, you have to listen to me very carefully, where the rate is 18% and where the rate is 12%, right? Okay, so this is the explanation part. Now in this you can see, first of all, when the dividend has been declared, so first thing you need to do within the 5 days of declaration is that you need to deposit it in the scheduled bank in a separate account. From that bank account you are going to pay dividends. But if after declaration of dividend 30 days has been passed and you haven't paid any dividend, so what you need to do after this 30 days, within 7 days, after this 30 days, within 7 days, you have to transfer the amount to what? To unpaid dividend account. Clear? Now, if the amount you have not transferred to the unpaid dividend account within 7 days from the expiry of this day, this 30th day, then interest would be 12%, not the 18%. Please don't be confused between 12% and 18%. I'll tell you where the rate is 18%. Now, listen to me very carefully, because someone has given me the 18% answer. That's why I'm telling you in detail where it is 18%. Now see what it is written. If dividend not paid, now this condition, if dividend not paid or warrant not posted by the company within 30 days of declaration, right, then interest at 18% per annum shall be levied. So you need to remember these 2 points. If within 30 days the dividend has not been paid, then the rate of interest is 18%. But if it has not been transferred to the unpaid dividend account, then the rate of interest is 12%. Now please remember these 2 points, right? Okay, Nilesh is saying, sir, but the amendment is only for COVID. No, so it was continued after that, right? So there was no instruction from the Ministry of Corporate Affairs we are withdrawing that amendment, right? So there was no such clarification. after that. So we are going to assume that it is now allowed. ठीक है नीलेश? Okay. Now transfer amount to unpaid dividend account. Then now you have to remember one more point here. कि after transferring the amount to unpaid dividend account, within 90 days of transfer, company has to prepare the statement and they have to place it on the website, right? Sky saying, sir, in the question की PDF Telegram group में आती है, कोई PDF आती है, कोई नहीं आती है. शैलेंद्र, कोई नहीं, अगर वैसे नहीं आती तो एक मेल कर दिया करो कि दिस PDF हैज नॉट बीन रिसीव्ड एंड मेल ID इज दिस, है ना, hello@edutap.co.in. ठीक है? सो देन दे विल प्रोवाइड यू द PDF. हो सकता है कि someone has forgotten to give you the PDF in the Telegram channel, right? So if that happens, you just mail it to the hello@edutap.co.in. ठीक है? चलो. And don't worry, in the crash course, if you are enrolled, I am going to give you all these PDFs together, all the marathons we are doing right now. I am going to give it to you directly in the crash course as well, right? Don't worry about that. When we will be having the again live classes, right? Okay. ABC Limited is a subsidiary of XYZ Limited. State which of the following statement is not necessarily true in this regard. Now listen to me very carefully here. What you have to do here, ABC Limited is a subsidiary of XYZ. That means XYZ is the holding company, right? So you have to tell me ki which of the following statement is not necessarily true. So XYZ holds 60% voting power in ABC Limited. This holds true. It can happen, right? So see, if XYZ, that is holding company, is holding 60% of voting power, it might happen, and it is the holding company then, right? And if XYZ controls the composition of the board of directors of ABC Limited, then also it is the holding company, obviously. C option says PQR 100% subsidiary of XYZ. Now it is the subsidiary of XYZ, holds 75% of the voting power. Again, it is also true. In that case also, XYZ will be called as the holding company of ABC, right? D option says all the director of XYZ shall be director in AB. Shall be, no, not shall be. It is not mandatory. If it is written shall be, so look at the question very carefully. Option, all the directors of XYZ. So it is saying ki all the directors of holding company shall be. Shall be means must be the director of ABC. No, it is not correct. It is not definitely correct, right? So it might happen ki some of the directors of XYZ is in the board of directors of ABC, but it is not necessary ki all the directors of XYZ should be in the directors list of ABC. So let me check the chat section. Okay, I have got the answers from everyone, and that's really nice. Option number D is correct, right? Okay. Now, so these are the conditions you must remember. Company ABC would be subsidiary company of XYZ when company XYZ controls the composition of the board. So if company XYZ, the holding company, controls the composition of the board of directors. Composition means ki they can remove any director and they can appoint any director. So obviously they will be holding company. Or this definition is very important. If this XYZ controls more than 50% of total voting power, that is more than half of total voting power. Yeah, everyone is correct. So in that case, yes, the XYZ will be the holding company of the ABC, right? Okay. Question number 6. Now, as per section 186 of the Companies Act, a company shall not make investment through more than dash layers of investment company. So what are these layers? First of all, let me tell you that. See what happens. Suppose you have a company here, right? And it has the subsidiary company this, and they are going to invest in their subsidiary company. And now this fund that they have given to the subsidiary company, again there is another company which is a subsidiary company of this older company. So the fund is flowing to this company now. So this is called layers. So till how many layers it is allowed? So as per section 186 of the Companies Act, a company shall not make investment through more than how many layers of the investment company? 1, 2, 3 or 4? So let me check the chat section, and yes, everyone is correct. That's really good. Everyone is correct. That is 2 layers. Okay, right? And see, let's talk about the layers of the investment companies in little bit more detail. Then we will move ahead with the next question. So 2 layers of investment companies means a flow of investment from holding to its 2 layers of subsidiaries. So I'll give you the example as well. Suppose company A is the holding company now. This is the company A. It is the holding company of B. This is the holding company of B. And B has also a subsidiary company. Okay? Now B is the subsidiary company of A. That is correct. But further there is a company C, which is a subsidiary company of B. Now, if suppose A makes any investment in company B, and it is called the first layer of investment for the company A. Now, if this investment flows further down to company C, it will be considered as the second layer investment for the A company. So, first layer and the second layer. So, after that, it is not allowed. Only till 2 layers it is allowed, right? So, this covers 2 layers of investment for company A. So, it can't make any further flow of funds. Correct? Easy enough. Very easy question. Okay, let's move ahead. Question number 7. A company wants to purchase shares of other body corporate. Now, see what is happening here. If a company has purchased the share of other body corporates, this is the same section, that is 186. But don't worry about the sections. You don't have to remember the sections. You have to remember the provisions itself. Only a few section numbers are important, right? Other than that, don't try to mug up the sections. Try to understand the provision and try to relate the provisions with the logic. That's what you need to do. A company wants to purchase the shares of the other body corporate. It has paid shares capital worth rupees 10 crores, security premium account of 2 crores, free reserves worth rupees 3 crores. What is the maximum amount he can use for such acquisition? Now, you have to tell me what is the maximum amount he can use for such acquisition, right? Basically, there are limits. This much percentage of share capital plus security premium you have to find out. This much percentage of security premium reserve and paid up capital you need to find it out. Then you will get to the amount. What is the maximum amount that can be used for such acquisition? So it would be 5 crores, 9 crores, 8 crores or 10 crores. And don't worry if you don't know this answer, because it is going to take the calculation part. Okay, don't worry. I haven't got the answers. Okay, I have got few answers, but let's first of all talk about the explanation part, then we will get back to the question. Okay? Okay. So what the question, what the underlying provision says: company shall not give any loan to any person except employees or other body corporate. Okay? First condition is that, or provide any security in connection with the loan. This is the same thing. If that is employee or other body corporate, they can do so, right? Or acquire or purchase the securities of any body corporate. But here is the main point: exceeding, this you have to remember, exceeding 60% of its paid up share capital. Now what is here? It is saying 60% of its paid up share capital, free reserve and security premium account. Now let's get back to the question one more time, right? Let's read out this one, then we will see. Or 100% of its free reserve and security premium account, whichever is more. Now 60% of paid up share capital, free reserve and security premium. Okay, now let's get back to the question now. See, what is share capital? 10 crores, security premium is 2 crores, free reserves are 3 crores, total is 15 crores. So easy, you have to calculate how many percent? 60% of this 15 crores. So it will be 9 crores. Or it says, or 100% of the free reserve and the security premium, that is your 5 crore. 2 plus 3, 5. 100% of 5 crore is 5 crore. So whatever is the higher number? So in our case, it is 9 crore, right? So our answer was what? Let me check the chat section. Let me check the options. 9 crore, option number B. And some of you have also given me the correct answer. And I'm really glad to see how did you do such calculation in mind, and that's really good, right? Okay. Now let's move to the next question. And this question is, if the company wants to exceed the limits in the previous question, again section 186, if it wants to exceed the limits we have discussed right now, 60% or the 100%, whichever is higher, it needs to do what? Pass a board resolution. Very easy question it is. Pass an ordinary resolution, pass a special resolution, amend its article of association. So very easy question. Now it's a very important aspect of the company. So obviously what we are going to do, yes, everyone is correct again. Yeah, everyone is correct. No one is incorrect here. We have to pass the special resolution. Okay? When I say we, that means we are considering ourselves as the company. See, when you study accountancy, then you consider yourself accountant. When you study the costing, you consider yourself cost and management accountant. When you basically study Companies Act, you consider yourself as the company secretary or the company itself, right? So we have to pass the special resolution. Ninth question of the day, that says investment company, again same chapter. Investment company would have acquisition of shares, debentures. Now some company has invested in the shares, debentures, but they will be called investment company when? This is what the question is asking to you. Investment company would have acquisition of shares, debentures or other securities, and it is considered as their principal business if assets in the form of the investment in shares, debentures or other security constitute, very very important question, let me mark the star point here. If the assets, so for investment company these are the assets na, because they are going to get the benefit out of it. Assets in the form of investment in shares, debentures, other securities constitute not less than how many percent of its total asset or income derived, second is, or income derived from investment business constitute not less than dash percent as the proportion of its, or you can say less than dash percent of its gross total income. So you have to tell me two criteria here, right? So whatever they are doing in the, whatever investment they are doing in the form of whatever assets they have in the form of investment in shares, debenture, it should not be less than how much percent of its total asset? 50, 51, 75 or 50. So and income, not and but or. So even if one condition is satisfied, they will be called the investment company. Or income derived from the investment business, overall business, whatever is there, overall income is there, out of which how much percent should be there with regard to this investment. So let me check the chat section, then I'll give you the answer. And yes, everyone is correct. Oh, kya baat hai. Everyone is correct here, and I am really glad to see this. No one is incorrect here in this question. Yes, and this is really impressive. You are able to remember the clauses, and I am really proud of all of you, right? Okay, that's really good. Everyone is correct. So now we have to remember two things here. One thing is कि assets should be equal to or more than 50% of investment to be called it as the investment company. Second thing is that कि income derived should be equal to or greater than 50% from its total gross income. These two things you have to, these two data you have to remember as far as investment company is concerned, right? Correct? Okay. And I can see most of you. अच्छा तानी सिंह, हाँ पर एग्जाम में याद नहीं रहता सर, इतना नहीं याद करना पड़ेगा. You have to remember it, right? So just make the notes for the Companies Act ना. You have to remember all the summary part of these sections. So okay, let's move to the 10th question of the day. That says every company giving loan or giving a guarantee or providing security or making an investment under this section, same section we have, section 186 I guess, yeah, and they shall keep a register and the entries in the register shall be made chronologically, right? And within how many days of doing such transaction? Okay, so it is asking you about within how many days of doing such transaction you have to maintain the register of all the investment you have done, or these loans, or you have given the guarantee, or you have provided any security ठीक है, or any investment under this section. So within how many days of doing such transaction you have to maintain that register? 5, 7, 10, 15. So I'll give you the answer. First of all, let me check the chat section again. Let me see. Okay, so now here not okay. Very few answers I have got, but whatever answers I have got, they all are wrong. All are wrong. Okay, don't worry. This was the tough question. I can understand. So the answer, okay, we will discuss about the answer later. First, let's discuss about the explanation part of it, right? Okay, this is the explanation part. See, the entries in the register shall be made chronologically and within 7 days of doing such transaction, right? Within 7 days. Now, one more thing you need to understand here, key in which format you have to do that. So this is the 11th question, but let's discuss about that as well in this question itself, in this explanation as well. The company shall maintain a register using the form MBP2. And what is this MBP? You all know about this, right? And enter in that details of particulars of loans, guarantees given, security provided, and acquisition made. So you have to remember two things: MBP2 and within 7 days. Within 7 days. So this was this question, 11th question. The question we have done. So it was asking about the form number. Now you know the answer. So I'm not asking you to give me the answer of this question. Skip the 11th question because I have already provided you the answer. MBP2. Acha, can anyone give me the full form of this MBP? Because we have discussed that so many times. Why the name of the form is given as MBP? Can anyone tell me now? Tab tak I'll just move ahead with the next question and let me see who remember this thing. What is this MBP? Now, before moving to the 11th question, 12th question, first, let's talk about the test series. So just like we are discussing all these questions now, you have to practice more and more MCQs, right? And now, to basically practice what you need to have a test series with yourself. So we are providing this ultimate test series for you, and this is with relation to the phase 1 and as well as phase 2. And in this test series, what you are going to get more than 12,000 MCQs, so that you can practice enough for your examination. Plus you have the descriptive test as well, and the MCQs you will find it chapter wise. Plus from the chapters you will also find the chapter wise PYQs and the overall PYQs. This table is very good now. Okay, so current affair test you will also get a full length test, phase 1 mock test also you are going to get for the phase 1, and phase 2 mock test also you are going to get. So this is all you are going to get in this ultimate test series, right? Okay, so this is how you study, right? This cartoon character is here, and I like this table very much. This is a good study table. Okay, so let me talk about the test series in the website. Okay, so let me just give you the brief about the test series, how you can enroll to that test series from the website. So just go to the Google and type edutap.co.in, right? Vishnu is asking, sir, English ka mock test hoga? English मतलब descriptive English, yeah. If you want to ask me if the English descriptive test mock test is there or not, yeah, we have the descriptive test, right? Okay, now so go to the website and just hover on the courses part and click on the SEBI Grade A journalist course, and you will find this page. Scroll down here and you will find here two types of test series. First one is for phase 1 and phase 2, right? And another one is for only phase 2. So according to your need, you can choose any of these test series. The price is 9,000, but the good news is that you are going to apply the SEBI 55 coupon code, and after applying this coupon code, you will have the 55% flat off, right? So it will be around 4,000, I guess, right? Okay, now, and if you want to have only phase 2 test series, then you can choose to go with this one, right? Okay, so according to your need, you should decide which test series you need, but you must have any one test series definitely to practice the MCQs, right? Okay, now if you haven't basically studied for the phase 1, obviously I am assuming that all of you have covered your syllabus enough, right? But if you want to have the crash course as well, you can enroll in that in this crash course as well, right? So for the phase 2 classes, we are going to begin our phase 2 classes from 1st of August basically for the phase 2, because phase 1 classes are already going on, right? So you can choose to have this test this live crash course as well, and in this coupon code is SEBI 63 and you will get 63% flat discount, right? Okay, let's move ahead and let's talk about the question number 12, in which it says, which of the following shall not be a related party of the director of a company? Okay, so this question is not very important because this much depth I don't think it will be asked ki which are your related party transaction in terms of director. So the options are saying stepmother of a director is a related party transaction or not, brother-in-law of the director, spouse of the daughter of the director, okay, so basically husband of the daughter of the director, and stepsister of the director. So in this, I don't think this much deep the question would be asked from you, ki which shall not be a related party transaction, but okay, we have to do this, right? Because it is in the MCQ. So let me check the chat section, then I'll give you the answer. What is going to be the answer? Okay, let me check. Question number 12. Okay, yeah, Nilesh is correct. Vishnu, no. And no, Tanya, you are incorrect. No, Swati. Okay, don't worry if you don't know this. This is not very important question, but nonetheless, we have to do this because it is in the question. Okay. So, brother-in-law of the director will not be counted. See, I'll give you the trick now. See, who is brother-in-law? Director is here, and in Hindi, see, director is there, and director has a wife. The brother of the wife, obviously you have studied the reasoning as well, right? So you know. So the brother of the wife is not included as the related party for the director, right? So जो भी wife के घर से होंगे उनको include नहीं कर रखा है, ठीक है? Now if stepmother of director is there, that will be counted as the related party transaction. Spouse of daughter of the director. Now see what is happening here. If director is here and director has a daughter, ठीक है? Husband of the director will be counted as the related party transaction if this director have some transaction with the husband of the daughter, right? Then it will be counted as the related party transaction. And stepsister of the director, so it is easy, so it is also counted under this, right? Nachiketa is saying something. Okay, Nachiketa, ठीक है. Yeah, so brother-in-law. Okay, now this would not be asked, I guess, but ठीक है, you have to study this, so we have included this slide as well, so just have a reading of this thing. Okay, chalo. The transaction, 13th question, the transactions कोई बात नहीं विष्णु, let's move to the 13th question. The transactions such as sale, purchase or supply of any goods or materials directly or through agent. Important question. Now this is important question, ठीक है? Transactions such as sale, purchase or supply of any goods or material directly or through agent amounting to, first of all you have to remember this figure, amounting to 15% of turnover of such company shall be approved by what? A resolution in meeting of board of directors, resolution in general meeting of the company, authorization in AOA, consent of 100% shareholders, it is never needed. ठीक है? Okay, then you have to tell me what should be the correct answer here. Let me check the chat section, I'll give you the answer then. ठीक है? Okay, so I can see, yeah, everyone is correct. Okay, everyone is correct again, but I have got few answers only, but whoever has given me the answer, everyone is correct. Resolution in the general meeting of the company. Now this is very important. Why I am saying so? Because again it's a kind of a provision which is restricting the fraud in the company in a way, conflict of interest. It is a case of conflict of interest. So it is saying, let's read about the underlying provision in detail, then we will get back to the question. So 13th question is here, and again we have the 14th question, and again we have another question. So we will read about all these three questions together, the explanation of these three questions, right? So for now, just understand, if you are having any transaction more than 15% of turnover of the company, it shall be approved in the general meeting, right? Okay. 14th question. For certain related party transactions, shareholders approval is required. Now few related party transactions needs to have the shareholders approval, right? But few other transactions are also there for which you don't need to you don't need the approval of shareholders in the general meeting. Only the approval of board of directors will be sufficient for certain matters. Now if the company pays underwriting remuneration, now we are talking about only underwriting remuneration. If we as a company are paying underwriting remuneration to the related party, you know what is related party, right? Without the approval of the shareholders, what is the maximum limit of the remuneration that can be paid without the approval of the shareholders? Okay, again important question. 1% of the net worth of the company, 2% of the paid up capital of the company, right? 1% of the paid up capital of the company, these 1% of the paid up capital plus free reserves of the company. So let me check the chart section, and then I'll tell you the answer. What is the answer? So I have got the answers. Whenever you're giving the answer now, okay, just write 14 as well now. Otherwise I'll not know which answer you're giving. Okay, I have got various answers, but no one is correct, I guess. You haven't written 14, so I'm just assuming you have given the 14th answer, but no one is correct here in this question. So the answer is 1% of the net worth of the company. I know it's a difficult question, but don't worry about that. We will discuss about the detailed part of it as well, right? So underwriting commission, in the case of underwriting commission, 1% of net worth of the company is needed. 15th question. So we will discuss about the underlying provision, that is 13, 14, 15 all together. Don't worry about that. So in the previous question, the question we have discussed right now, the underwriting commission, if the amount paid is to, if the amount is paid to the wife of the director, related party transaction of the company who is employed in the associate company, so conflict of interest might be there, what shall be the maximum remuneration cap, assuming, again same question, assuming shareholders approval is not taken. So what is the maximum limit of the remuneration to be paid to the wife of the director? That you don't need the approval of the shareholders, only the board of director resolution would be sufficient. Per month, remuneration per month, not per year. So 1 lakh, so it happens, generally in the companies it happens. Therefore LinkedIn is there, right? So you have to make connections. 1 lakh and 1.5 lakh and 2 lakh, 2.5 lakh. So let me check the chat section and let me see who all of you can guess it correctly, and if you know the answers. So let me check. Yeah, so no, I haven't got the answer, any answers yet. I think no correct answer. I haven't still got any answers. Yeah, no one is correct. No one is correct here. 2.5 lakh is the limit. So 2.5 lakh per month salary could be paid or remuneration could be paid, है ना? ठीक, हाँ, related party transaction 2.5 lakh per month. ठीक है? So this now let's talk about all the details in all these things related to question number 13, 14 and 15, so that if you know this chart you can answer any question with regards to the related party transactions, right, in which you need board approval. So someone is asking me, sir, chapter is that in which the board of meetings and its powers, this is a chapter name, right? Okay, now area of transaction first we are going to discuss, then we will discuss the percentage which requires the resolution only in the board of directors meeting, and the amount for which we also require the resolution in the general meeting, right? So listen to me very carefully. This is very easy. Once you understand this, or once you read this only one time, you will have the understanding. So sale, purchase or supply of any goods of material directly or through agent, if it is amounting to less than 10% of the turnover, then only board of directors resolution will be sufficient. But if it is amounting to equal to or greater than 10%, then what do we need? We need shareholders approval. Again, selling or disposing or buying any property of any kind through agent or directly, again the conditions are same. Less than 10% of net worth, only board meetings will be sufficient, right? Okay, and if it is equal to or greater than 10%, then the amount will be, if amount is greater than or equal to 10% of net worth, then approval of shareholder is needed. Acha, my voice is clear now, because in the yesterday's class now my voice was not that much clear. I think a student has also told me this, ki our voice was not clear. But anyway, but other students have told me yesterday in the yesterday's class, ki sir, your voice is clear. So I continued the class. Yesterday my voice was echoing. Today it is clear na, absolutely clear. Or should I check it myself? It is absolutely fine na. See, in the yesterday's class, what happened na? My camera was also acting as the microphone. This headphone, I haven't enabled that in the yesterday's class. Today it is clear na? Okay, yeah. Okay, chalo, theek, good. Selling and otherwise disposing against same limit. Leasing of property of any kind amounting to against same limit. So if you have leasing of property, if you are doing anything, if you are leasing any property and the percentage are same. Availing or rendering of any services. Okay, even if you are rendering it or you are availing it, but if it is less than 10% of turnover, right, through agent, if you are doing it, then approval of board is required, and if it is greater than or equal to, then approval of the shareholders is required. Now, this was the question we were discussing in the previous question. Such related parties appointment to any office or place of profit in the company, in its subsidiary company, and in its associate company. So it happens, it happens in the companies ki you appoint your related parties, but you need to have the approval from the shareholders if you are providing monthly remuneration of more than 2.5 lakh, and if it is not, then, and if it is less than or equal to 2.5 lakh, then board resolution will be sufficient. And if underwriting commission limit is less than or equal to 1%, then again board of resolution will be sufficient. Otherwise, if the underwriting commission is or remuneration for underwriting is greater than 1% of the net worth of the company, then approval of shareholders will be needed. Clear, everyone? So this slide you have to remember. Okay? Okay. 16th question of the day. Voting power in respect of shares with differential voting rights. Okay, this you have to give me the answer, because we have discussed this, I think, in the first class. Voting power in respect of shares with DVRs of the company shall not exceed -% of the total voting power, including voting power in respect of equity shares. Okay, so basically it is saying if you have the voting power in respect of DVR, it should not exceed how much percent of the total voting power? 26%. It should not be more than what? 26%. The DVR voting right. 74%, 50%, or the 51%. So let me check the chat section. Yeah, very good, Nilesh. Nilesh has given me the answer. Anyone else? Yeah, now I'm getting the answers from everyone, and everyone is correct. That is 74%. Okay, so this we have already discussed, so we are not going to repeat that. Okay, let's repeat it, because there might be some new students as well. Authorized in the article of association is needed to issue DVRs, right? Ordinary resolution at the general meeting of shareholders. Remember this, ordinary resolution. Okay, and voting power in respect of shares with differential voting right should not exceed 74% of the total voting right? Plus, no default should be there in the filing of financial statements or annual returns for preceding 3 immediate financial year. This is also important. So question could be asked from here as well, right? Chalo. This was omitted, so don't remember this thing, huh? The company having consistent record, this has been omitted. So don't remember this point. Only the points we have discussed earlier, these are important, right? The amount transferred to DRR. Okay, let's leave this question, because I think there is some amendment in the DRR. So I'm not sure about this key. Now it is 10% or not. Okay. So for now we are considering it to be 10%, but I have to look at the amendment. I think there is some amendment, but I'm not sure. I have to look at that. Okay, so just leave this question for now. But if you find if you in the Google, if you find that there is no amendment, then you can tell me in the comment section ki sir, there was no amendment. The answer is correct. But I have told you ki I think there is amendment, because I don't know. I have read somewhere. I'm not sure about that, right? So let's just skip this question for right now. Okay, let's move ahead. But if there is no amendment, yeah, the DRR percentage is 10% of total outstanding debentures, right? Okay. So this is also your homework. Huh? You have to tell me if this amount has been changed or not. You have to tell me, all of you. Okay? Everyone has to tell me in the comment section, not in the chat section, in the comment section, because chat section I can only read in the live session. Na? Comment section I will read afterwards, right? Okay, this you have to tell me. This is the homework. Okay, now let's talk about the 18th question. This is correct. Debentures in case of infrastructure companies, and this is important as well. Now listen to me very carefully. See what happens whenever you issue the debentures. Whenever you issue the debentures, you have to redeem it as well, right? You can't issue any debentures for indefinite time of period. So debentures in case of infrastructure companies can be issued for a maximum period of how many years? And this is the easy question as well, and this is actually the PYQ. I think this was asked in any of the examination previously held. 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. So just let me check the chat session, then I'll give you the answer. And yes, everyone is correct. That's really good. Okay, that's really good. 30 years in case of infrastructure companies. But someone is saying me, sir, 10 years in normal condition. Are you really sure? Okay, chalo, let's see. So 30 years is absolutely correct. Very good. Everyone is correct. No one is incorrect here. For the infrastructure company, maximum time period could be 30 years. Okay, section 71. And now you have to remember this section because this section is important. So therefore, I have written this section number as well. This is important. Now, what are the conditions for issue of the secure debentures? An issue of secure debentures may be made provided the date of its redemption shall not exceed 10 years from the date of issue. And yes, everyone who has given me the answer of 10 years for debentures, every one of you is correct. And for the preference shares, what is that? And I think you have given me that answer as well. Okay. Forget about it. Just listen to me very carefully. Everyone is correct. Don't be confused. Everyone is correct. Okay. An issue of secure debentures may be made provided the date of its redemption shall not exceed 10 years from the date of issue, right? And 30 years in case of infrastructure company. Everyone is correct about the question. No one is incorrect here, right? Okay. Company shall. Now this point is something different, and remember this thing. This point is important as well. Okay, because it is talking about the trustee. What is this trustee? So first let's read out the provision, then I'll explain you what is this trustee. A company shall appoint the debenture trustees before the issue of prospectus or letter of offer for subscription of debenture. So what it is saying, before you have issued your prospectus to the public, you have to appoint the trustee. What is this trustee? See, trustee acts on behalf of the debenture holders. They are going to act on behalf, or they are going to act in the interest of the investors. So therefore we are going to appoint the trustee. But after that, one more provision is there. That trustee deed should also be, we should also execute the debenture trust deed not later than 60 days after the allotment of debenture. So when we have allotted the debentures less than or equal to 60 days, you have the time of 60 days. In these 60 days, you have to execute the debenture trust deed because you have to protect the interest of the debentures. Correct? Okay. Now, question number 19th. Okay, yeah, question 18th question was done. Everyone was correct. Now, giving the answer of this question. In case of a public company, if company refuses to register the important, again, very, very important, let me tell you that. Okay, these questions can be asked directly in the examination. In case of a public company, we have sold our security to someone else, right? And if company refuses to register that transfer of security within a period of 30 days from the delivery of the instrument of transfer. So we have transferred it and we have basically given the instrument of transfer to the company. But within 30 days, if company has refused to register the transfer, the transferee means the person to whom we have sold the shares or we have transferred the shares. So we are the transferor, he is a transferee. So transferee can make appeal to the tribunal within dash days if notice is sent by the company. What is this notice? Notice is company is refusing to register the transfer, and the company is also giving us or the transferee the notice of refusal. Ki we are refusing this transfer, this is not valid. So in this case, the transferee can go to the tribunal, can appeal to the tribunal against the refusal by the public company. But the thing is, within how many days of the receipt of the notice he can do that? A period of 30 days from the date of receipt of the notice, a period of 60 days from the date of the receipt of the notice, a period of 90 days from the date of the receipt of the notice, a period of 120 days from the date of the receipt of the notice. So let me check the chat section and then I'll tell you the answer. Okay? So I have got the answers. So I have got the answers, but I guess, yeah, I have got answers from, not from every one of you, but whoever has given me the answer, yes, they all are correct. But I have not got the enough answers. Only one or two people have given me the answer. I think 3 people have given me the answer only. Yeah, okay. So whoever has given me the answer, all of you are correct. But let's discuss about the details of this underlying provision in detail, so that any question is asked, you can attempt that. Okay? Chalo, let's discuss about that. Listen to me very carefully. This is going to be important. Now, a public company without sufficient cause, if he refuses to register transfer securities within period of 30 days, first of all, you need to remember this, within a period of 30 days. If he refuses to do so, okay, from the date on which the instrument of transfer is received by the company, right? Now, the transferee can appeal to the tribunal against the refusal if notice has been sent by the company within a period of 60 days, within a period of 60 days from the date of the receipt of the notice. So suppose we are the transferee now, or suppose I am the transferor, you are the transferee. So you have received the notice. So within 60 days from the receipt, from the date of the receipt of the notice, you can appeal against the refusal of the transfer in the tribunal or to the tribunal, right? But suppose it might happen ki notice has not been sent by the company to you. In this case, you can appeal to the tribunal within a period of 90 days from the date on which, now listen to me very carefully, from the date, because you haven't received the notice. So what is the base we are going to take? From the date on which the instrument of transfer was delivered to the company. When we have, you and me have sent the transfer deed, and when it has been received by the company, after that date, within 90 period of time, within 90 days of time, you can do what? You can file the case against the refusal to accept the transfer. Correct? Everyone is correct about that, right? Okay. Now, question number 20th. An offer or invitation to subscribe securities. Again, the important question. An offer or invitation to subscribe the securities under private placement. I think it is section 142. It is the important section. Huh? So you have to remember the important sections. Under private placement is the important section. So under private placement shall not be made to the person more than dash in aggregate in a financial year. So what should be the answer? So I know you would be confused between two options here, 50, 100, 150 and 200. So what should be the answer? Let me check the chat section. No, everyone is correct. No one is confused. Okay. No one is confused. Okay, very, very good. Okay, that's really, really good. Everyone is correct. Yeah, okay. Good. So, yeah. So see, in the Companies Act, we have the limit of 50, but everyone knows about this and I'm really glad to see this. Everyone is correct here. So in the Companies Act, the limit is 50 numbers, but as per the regulations and rules, we have 200 limit, right? So answer is 200. Okay, let's talk about, yeah, section is 142, correct. So section 142, the private placement section, a company may, subject to the provision of this section, make a private placement of security. But what is the important point here? See, private placement shall be made only to a select group of persons. Obviously, in the case of public, you can issue or you can offer your shares to anyone. But in the case of private placement, you have to select the group of persons, right? That has been identified by the board itself, but whose number should not exceed 50 or such higher number as may be prescribed. But these numbers, whatever is going to be prescribed, or 50 number, is not going to include your qualified institution buyers. These are you can say they purchase the shares in bulk, right? They have the required expertise, right? So they are called qualified institutional buyers, and the employees of the company is also not going to be included in this number of limit, right? Now, for the purpose of this section 42 and this subsection, the offer or invitation to subscribe securities under private placement shall not be made to the person more than 200 in aggregate in the financial year, right? So everyone is correct. Riya asking, sir, is this important for IFSCA? Riya, I think Companies Act is there. I don't know about the IFSCA because I think company law is not there in IFSCA, because some students can tell you. No, yeah, this is not, because company law is not there in the IFSCA. Yeah, I was right. This is not there in the IFSCA, right? Okay. Other than this subject, yeah, costing is there, commerce and accountancy is there, economics is there, but company law is not there in the IFSCA, right? Okay, let's discuss about the next question. It is hereby clarified that restrictions would be reckoned individually for each kind of security. That is equity. This is not very important. So you have got the understanding of 200, right? Okay. Now, which of the following statement is false? Private placement offer. Now you have to tell me this answer. Huh? I'm not going to give you this answer. You have to tell me which of the following is false. Private placement offer right can be renounced by the identified person in favor of someone else. Subscription money can't be paid in cash in case of private placement. A company shall not utilize monies raised through private placement unless allotment is made and return of allotment is filed with the registrar. And the company shall record the names and addresses of the person to whom such private placement is made in the form of PAS 5, that is prospectus and allotment securities, form number 5. So let me check the chart session, then I'll give you the answer. And yes, again everyone is correct. I can see no one is incorrect. And yes, it can't be renounced, obviously, because you have to select few people only. You can't renounce your right. Renounce you can do when you have the right shares, but you can't renounce your private placement offer, right? Okay, that's really good. Everyone is correct. Okay, and everything else is correct statement. Okay, now let's move ahead. This we have done, yeah. Okay, question number 22nd. A company shall allot its securities within how many days of receipt of application money in case of private. Now again, this is important. See why I'm saying important, because private placement is something different now, because SEBI is going to regulate only the public companies, right? So you should be knowing the difference between private placement and the public offer. That's why I'm telling you. In case of normal scenario, return of allotment when you do to the ROC, what are the days? And in case of private placement, what are the days within which you have to basically allot the securities? Okay, it is not asking about the return, it is asking about the you should be allotting the securities within how many days of the receipt of application. So let me check the chart section. Option is 15, 30, 60, 90. So let me check the first of all chart section, then I'll just a minute, just let me put the charger on, because I think charging is less. Yeah, okay, now let me check the chart section. So I haven't got the answers, I guess. 20, yeah, I have got the answers from Vishnu, Swati, Prabhajot, Vishnu. There, okay. So yeah, whoever has given me the answer, everyone is correct here. It is 60 days. Let's talk about this in detail, because I think it is important. So we have to talk about this. And we are not just going to talk about 60 days, we are going to talk about each and every point. Now, you have got the receipt of application money. You have to allot the securities within 60 days from the receipt of application of money, right? This is correct. But let's talk about other provisions as well. If allotment not done, you have to refund the application money within 15 days from the expiry of the 60th day. So from this day, you have to refund the money. If company refunds application money within this period, it's okay. And if not, the rate of interest will be 12%. So again, this is important. If company fails to refund the money, in this case, in the private placement, then from the expiry of 60th day, the rate of interest charge will be 12%. Can you see now in the PPT, right? So this PPT will be given to you. So you have to just revise it through this PPT, right? And very good. Everyone was correct in this question, and I'm really glad to see this. Question number 23rd. If the company fails to refund, this we have discussed right now. So you can answer this question very easily. Okay. If the company fails to refund the money within the period specified, the specified period is 60 days. No, it is 15 days. Sorry, it is 15 days. So within this period, if company fails to do that, the interest at the rate of dash rate shall be applicable. Now every one of you would be correct here. Okay. So don't give me the answer. Answer is yes, 12%. Okay. Okay. Very good. So answer is 12%. Okay. Let's move ahead. Yeah. Some more provision. Let's talk about that as well. If a company makes an offer or accepts monies in contravention, let's talk about the penalty part as well. Okay, let's talk about the penalty part. But in the previous question, it was not talking about the penalty part. But okay, you are getting more information from the PPT. It's good for you, right? Chalo, let's talk about the contravention as well. If any company makes any offer, whatever 42 section we have discussed all the provisions. If suppose any company is not in the compliance with this provision, then the company, promoters and the directors shall be liable for the penalty. Now you have to remember the penalty amount as well. The penalty will be lower of amount raised through the private placement or so anyone 2 crore rupees. Now company shall also refund all the monies with interest rate of again 12%. So you have to remember this as well. To subscribers within a period of 30 days. Again you have to remember this fact as well, of the order of imposing the penalty. So you have to remember all the data, huh? Just remember it. Okay, no choice, right? If you are basically a practicing chartered accountant or company secretary, if any case comes to you, you can refer to the books because everyone has the books. But you are going to give the exam. Okay, there is no choice. You have to remember the facts. This is not the open book assessment, right? Okay, chalo. Question number 24th. Return of allotment in case of private placement shall be made in the form of. Now this is asking about return of allotment. You have to file the form now to the ROC. So that you are going to do in what? Return of allotment you are going to do in which format or in which form basically? PAS1, PAS2, PAS3 and PAS4. Let me check the chart section and I hope everyone is correct. Not everyone, but don't worry. Not everyone is correct here. Yeah, PAS3 is correct. But few of you are correct in this question as well. Okay, don't worry if you don't remember this. You just have to mug up this. Huh? Not a very important question. But okay, we have to do this. Right, okay. Right, okay. Question number 25th. Return of allotment. Okay, is this the homework question? No. Return of allotment shall be filed within how many days of allotment? Achha, this is important. This is important. Okay? So you have to file it within how many days? You are going to file it in PS3. That is correct. But in how many days you are going to do that? 15 days, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Let me check the chat section. I haven't got the answers yet. Okay, this was the homework question. Okay, I'm not going to tell you the answer. Okay, but I'm getting the answer. Acha, okay. You are giving me the answer. One more homework question I'm going to give you. In case of private placement, you have to tell me. You have to file the return of allotment, and in case of public allotment, then also you have to tell me the number of days. Are they different or are they same? You have to tell me that. Okay? Chalo. So, done. Done, everyone? Happy? So should we end it? Yeah, and this I'm not going to read because this was the homework question. Chalo, we are going to end this. And did you like the class or not? Acha, first of all, okay, welcome everyone. First of all, like the session, huh? Before leaving the class, just like the session. ठीक है, तब तक मैं पानी पी लेता हूँ. Just like the session. और how your preparations are going on for the other subjects, commerce and accountancy, costing, and finance, management, economics. See, I'll just give you the trick as well. See, the subjects you have in the courses. Commerce is a technical one. Then costing, eco. Yeah, these three subjects you should be devoting more time. ठीक है. General finance is easy. Management, you all of you know, is the easiest. Company Act, also the easy subject. So please remember, out of the six subjects, just divide your time, distribute your time as per the requirement of the components. Okay, so you need to revise it multiple times, your commerce and accounts, costing and eco. In fact, if I have to choose only top two subjects, then commerce and accountancy and the economics, then costing. I'm just prioritizing it as per the time, basically, in which subject you should be devoting more time to revise, because you must be revising, na? Your course has been finished, I guess, so you must be revising right now. Okay, management is the easiest part, and Companies Act also you should be revising. The Companies Act is easy because only clauses and only the provisions are there. There is no logic in that. You don't have to go to the logic. But in the case of commerce and accountancy, costing and economics, you should be applying a logic as well. Why whatever we are doing, why we are doing it like that. So that's why. Okay. Okay. मैनेजमेंट में या आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड, हाँ, जिसमें रटना रहता है, जिनके लॉजिक बहुत अच्छे होते हैं उनको रटने में प्रॉब्लम होती है. आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड. सो उनको मैनेजमेंट लग सकता है कि थोड़ा कि रटने वाला है. दैट्स व्हाई आई हैव टोल्ड यू दिस थिंग कि कॉमर्स एंड अकाउंटेंसी, कॉस्टिंग एंड इको आर वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग एंड दे आर वेरी लॉजिकल सब्जेक्ट. बट जनरल फाइनेंस, मैनेजमेंट और दिस कंपनीज एक्ट, ये थोड़ा सा रटने वाले सब्जेक्ट्स हैं. या यू आर करेक्ट. चलो, ओके. प्रभुजी सिंह हैप्पी. ओके, थैंक यू. Chalo. Okay, everyone. Now I'm signing off, and just a brief about the blogs. Let me tell you that as well. So if you want to read about the blogs, so just go to the website inside the free material, click on the blog, and you can basically have so many blogs you can see here. But choose the categories as well, huh? The SEBI Grade A, and then you will have so many categories here. Okay, and give me the answer in the comment section as well. So from here you can read all of the strategies, interview preparation, subject wise, component wise, revision strategy, everything, whatever you want to study, you can read it from here. And the PDF of this session you are going to get in the Telegram channel. Just join the Telegram channel from here, and do let me know in the chat, in the comment section after the video, did you like the video or not. ठीक है. So we have helped you in revising the key concepts or the key provisions or not. Just let me know in the chat section, na? In the comment section, not in the chat section. ठीक है. Okay. Now I'm signing off, and from this button you will be joining the Telegram channel, and where you are going to get the PDF. Okay. Tata, bye bye. Thank you everyone, and I don't know when we are going to meet now. ठीक है. चलो. So Companies Act 100 questions are done, and yeah, all the best for your examination. I'm just ending this thing, right? Okay.